Hello.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Welcome back. Did you just get home?
Yeah, I came home and up to the shower and here I am.
Very impressive. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so
Okay, so maybe the tree will be planted this
like your
afternoon.
tree's getting planted Saturday, and then we can either do an event. I'm not around next week, I'm taking a week off, I'm going away.
Good for you.
The following week, we could do an event, or we could wait until the plaque comes in and do it then.
Okay,
Kristen was reaching out. Was trying to find a time frame on how long it would take to put the plaque together, so if it's. I guess we'll wait to hear that to decide when we wanna do it.
okay. But
Alright,
the event would be for the Benson tree.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I was hoping to do it like a Arbor Day /
Yeah.
Benson thing, but
That's a good concept.
yeah, if we got the tree,
Right.
Zach said next year, we gotta put the tree order in like in the fall.
That's a good point, because people might order them throughout the year, but you can't always get, yeah.
Whoever we're ordering it from orders it from someone else,
Right, yeah.
and there probably is only so many, so if you don't get in early, you probably, then you're just kind of the guys shopping around trying to find the right tree.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
We could make it a bad joke about Benson should have died early. Better.
Nice.
Well, beautiful, worked into it.
Schedule everything for September.
Yeah.
So better to do it, whatever, May, June,
And I think there's 2 trees going in on Marginal Road.
Yeah.
I think there's the
Halfway.
Benson and then the halfway
Yeah.
tree.
Yeah. But that's
And
not a
halfway
memorial
is-
tree.
It's not a
It's
memorial.
replacing what was there, I believe. Zach told me.
And then I think there's like 8 trees going in at the golf course.
Okay, let's do Marginal Road first,
Definitely,
because
yeah.
that'll take a while.
Do you
Yeah,
know what, not to keep you, but do you know what kind of trees they're putting in there, or is it very, sorry, I just was curious.
Mark Carbone recommended, I think, a mix between a few different types.
I'm just curious.
I don't remember exactly
Yeah.
though. Something that does well in very,
Yeah.
soft conditions.
Yes.
Windy.
Yeah.
Possibly salty.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we should let you get home.
All right.
Yeah,
Have a good
thanks for
night.
stopping.
See ya.
Okay, yeah.
We should be sit, because we're gonna be looking at this
Yeah.
stuff,
I
right?
think we should get a little closer.
How are you, Maureen?
How are you? They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just had their 3rd birthday.
Ooh, so.
3. I remember when they found out you were expecting, because we were on that Zoom meeting, the COVID and stuff.
Oh, I know, COVID kind of hit it all. Have you been away?
We just went to New Hampshire.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was more of a working vacation. We have some guests coming in June, and I won't go to that. Just came off
Oh,
with
nice.
dust bunnies or mice or what, so.
Yeah.
And it was all of that. And more, so, well, yeah, so but it was good. Anyway,
Very nice.
Thank you both for making the effort to come today.
Thank
I
you
know
both
it's
for
not
arranging.
always easy.
And
Things to juggle, so.
yeah, and the more people, the harder it gets, so, but I just thought, let's not have it, because the kiosks, if we wanna move forward,
Yeah.
I need you guys to Iowa, please.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay.
Yes, so we all need each other, right? We need everybody's input but you can't always get it, not everybody gets.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. If we feel like I wanted to. Anyway, how are we gonna run the meeting? Let's start.
So we can actually, well, first I'll call the meeting to order. There are 6 members of this committee, and I did look it up again today just to confirm. So a quorum is you have at least 50% of the voting members. So in our case, that would be 3. We can all do that now. So 3 is okay. We can vote, we can make decisions, we can make motions and vote on them. But in a way, I would like to keep the votes sort of to a minimum, so we have the benefit of more people's input. I don't really like 3 people making decisions for the whole group. That's not my thing, you know?
I agree.
So, but we can, the things that we need to decide to move the panels forward, if we're comfortable doing it, then we can go ahead and decide and make a motion if we need a motion, so on.
All right, that's how we go.
Yeah. But I'm gonna skip a few things that were on the agenda, like approving the last minutes, because we can wait on that and have everybody weigh in, just feel better about doing that.
Right.
Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna go through the agenda, but I anticipate we'll spend most of the time probably on the panels, but we'll see. Okay, so old business, we have the grant proposal that we submitted for Bailey's Hill Phase 3, which will be part of the article that the CPC presents at town meeting this Saturday. We have these books, and it's in there, it's written up, and their supporting statement and all of that, which sounds good to me. Do you happen to know, are the other books here, the little guys?
Oh,
I should look, maybe they're upstairs and we could each get a copy.
Yeah.
They're kind of fun to have in
Yeah.
advance, but.
yeah. I looked at it online. I don't even, well, maybe it came this week. I don't know when your book came. I didn't have it. It came this last week.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I didn't read it online.
So as I recall, what usually happens is a representative of the FinCom gets up and speaks about each of the elements in the article. So someone will speak about the Bailey's Hill one, and basically, I think pretty much verbatim, go over what's in this book, the supporting statement.
Right.
Maybe they summarize it a little bit. They basically give a good overview statement. So that should be good. If it seems like a good idea, I will be ready to say something. Could be very short, because if the FinCom does what's in here and it sounds good, we don't need to go on and on about anything else.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I could say something short and supportive and whatever. If, I don't know, somehow they say something weird or someone else says something weird, then I'll try to respond to that. Okay?
Right, that's what I was thinking, because somebody may get up and have a negative view of it, like, at the last town meeting, I think, somebody had a negative comment, like, why are you putting this Bailey's Hill, you know? So I think you may be maybe just ready to respond to that kind of question.
Yeah. This is the first time that there has been a land management plan written for Bailey's Hill. By the way, I think that's an important point. I mean, Zach, DPW did some work over there, but they just did, what Zach thought was a good idea and what they could pull off with their resources.
Right.
So this is the first time to really use a more systematic, scientific approach designed by ecological restoration managers. I mean, so, yeah, that's all of $5,000. It's short money, but
Yeah.
it will guide us for the future in a very helpful way. If we do all of the stuff they say, cool, that'd be great. But somehow if we didn't get that much money, we could only plug away at it. At least we have a map and a vision and a plan and recommendations to follow, what to pursue to get there. So. And I guess just one more thing about that. So Parterre did prepare a planting plan for that little chunk of Bailey's Hill.
Which I chunk.
The same chunk that we're talking about, Fort Ruckman, I would call it, that area, the area that Zach and the DPW.
Oh, that's already been
cleared.
worked, yeah.
But that's already been planted.
Okay.
They prepared a planting plan, what plants should go in, how many, which species, where they should go. But that's just a planting plan for that little area.
Right.
This is a whole management plan for a larger area, the larger area for Rutland. Okay, so there's that. So as I was driving up here, why does it say 2 down on the bottom there? Is there somebody waiting to be let in?
Oh, I
don't
don't know what that is.
I'm not expecting anybody to.
I think it just means you have 2 Zoom windows open.
Okay, thank you. So as I was driving up Summer Street, Nancy was driving down Summer Street to go to the Historical Society meeting.
She had a lot of things.
Yeah, and she said something like we were expecting a 50% match from the state CPC people, but it has come in at less than that. So there will be some adjustments in the amount of money. I mean, we were just going like this, and there was a car waiting behind her.
Yeah,
So it was a short conversation.
yeah, so there'll be
But-
some reductions.
Yeah, there'll be some reductions, so just a heads up, we'll see what that means. Okay, Bailey's Hill, does that sound good?
Oh, so should we
Oh.
bring Rebecca into the loop of our meeting at Bailey's Hill with, our chair?
Oh, yeah.
Penny or Partier, I get them like transferred.
I know.
to my mind.
Here is the renters, yeah.
Yes, okay, sure, yes, so we had a site visit there, Ellen and I both went during the daytime, because that's when these guys can go, because it's
Yeah.
when they're working. There were 2 people from Parterre who were there, Katie and somebody. Katie is the project manager. They seemed good. We basically were talking about the phase 3 project, so the one we don't have money for. No, we talked about a bunch of different things. So the first thing was actually, there are some funds from the phase 2 project doing that planting, $15,000 that has not been spent yet.
15,000,
Yes. So
it's a lot.
they should spend it. There are more plants that need to go in. They didn't quite plant every area. And they can also do fencing, which takes it off the plate of the DPW, because they don't have time and resources. And these guys can put in the fencing, because, those rabbits are hungry, lots of them, and they're hungry. So we really need the fencing done.
Yeah.
So to me, that's a big check, get that fencing in the ground.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is near the ocean view, there's a patch of Japanese knotweed that's like, little forest of it, and they will tackle that. Which is also a good thing, because if they need to use any chemicals, pesticides, they're all certified to do that and know how to do that in the best possible way. Which no one at DPW is certified to do that.
Right.
We want part here. Sure.
Mhm.
I think those were the main things with that.
When are they gonna do that?
They are gonna get in touch with Zach and work up the timeline, so soon, by June 30.
Hmm.
For that, because the funds really should be spent by June 30.
Okay.
There's another element to this about Lodge Park, but we'll get to that in a second. So,
And sorry, when was that site visit? Just so I can put it in a note, maybe like just a month, minutes time.
Last Friday?
Come on.
Maybe 8.
hold on, let's get it. Seems so long ago, but I think you're right. Yep, May 10th, Friday, May 10th. Yeah, Friday, May 10th.
Just
With Miles and, no, with Ellen and somebody from Park.
That's
What's his name? Matt, M-A-T-T. Okay. So that's Bailey's
sounds good.
yeah. Okay, so then also at the town meeting, there will be an article about the Flash Road Master Plan, which the Open Space Committee is like co-sponsor of. I don't really know too much about it, to be honest, you know, Tony's been leading the charge on that and has talked to and gotten a good proposal from a company that's a good fit for this project. In other words, they actually do master plans for town recreational areas and can lead a planning process. Get input from townspeople, review all the existing information and all that stuff. So I guess it's just a heads up on that, but the open space committee will not be shouldering the work, but we will be involved.
And they'll have public meetings and.
Yeah. So I think that's good, because that's a complicated area for sure.
Yeah.
But it seems like a good way to begin to address it or readdress it. But anyway.
Yeah, they wanna do things, I believe, like, you know, maybe if it's in the plans to move, you know, maybe a little closer in because it's so close to the golf course and do the heritage trail through it, which is
Yeah.
sort of ill-defined right now, so
Yeah.
they're rolling in. This probably is some problem to me.
So yeah, I'm gonna,
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
anyways.
so
I know. This shit helps me start that one too.
you want to try this one?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Okay, so then we have Lodge Park, working on our panels and our visitor safety. So let's start with the visitor safety part, because I think that might go pretty quickly. So on our site visit on Friday, the 10th, we also went up to Lodge Park. And we walked around with the two people from Parterre and went over the top priority items. This is all based on our previous visit with Zach, but we just showed them the actual sites. And there were 5 or so.
I'm listening, but I'm gonna plug this in so I don't, okay, my computer shut down and sort of. So fine. I'm listening, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just wanna-
So there are 3 priority sites in terms
Save
of
that for the front. The front.
visitors' safety. Go over again what all they are, but that's all right. So we know what needs to happen. And some of them, it's a joint effort with DPW and Parterre, because DPW will go in first and do some site work, a little grading, put in a boulder, so it's not so easy for people to like walk right down somewhere that now is dangerous and not really safe.
Yeah.
So put in a boulder, do some grading. And then Parterre will come in and do some planting. Again, so using the green fencing approach to direct people in a safe way. So we went over all that and they seemed to really get it, so that was good. And then they're gonna follow up with Zach and coordinate things, who's doing what when, and coordinate their schedules and that kind of. When can DPW go in and do the site work and the rock work and grading and all that, and when they would come and do the planting. And they're gonna get us a proposal with a list of the plants that would be used, what they're suggesting. And this will be done again by June 30th, is the idea.
That's great. Let's do it.
Yes.
I'm just hoping I don't have to reload those, have them all open, and then my computer shut down, because probably I am plugged in. So, yeah, waiting.
Okay.
Oh, updates are anyway, I love them. Maybe we should move along and come back to
Yeah.
this. Sorry.
So.
We're timing up.
So they were gonna copy us on the email they sent to Zach, and I haven't seen that yet. So I guess they haven't done it, so if I need to nudge them, I would be happy to. Gotcha. I'm gonna nudge them. Nudge Parterre about reaching out to Zach. Okay, I'm gonna give you a minute about the panels. So the tree in memory of John Benson is in the works, as we just heard from Tony who popped in. There've been a few times, I guess, that the planting has actually been scheduled, but then it was delayed. We heard Selectman Josh Antrim was even changing his clothes and putting his tie on, getting ready to go over there.
Oh, my goodness.
And then was notified there was gonna be rescheduled. So it's in the works.
I think they're up, so.
Okay,
I'm ready to unplug it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, come over there. So that's in the works, the sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. It's a little bit more about the tree program, so the form for the memorial tree program is now on the town's website after maybe an 18-month wait, so it's good to get it up there.
Awesome.
This is how you can find it, Rebecca, can you get this in the notes?
Yeah.
So it's on the town website, if you go to nahant.org/documents. You look at the documents part, and then it's listed as the Nahant Memorial Tree Program form.
Now that it's on there and we have these great forms, and Tony just informed us that if you order a tree in January, you probably, or in like July. It's probably not gonna be planted till next week.
Right.
I almost feel like that should be on the informational piece, because people, when they order something, want something. I just think maybe it's something to think about.
Yeah.
Something to think
Maybe
about.
this form should include orders will be accepted.
The only thing I would say is it took 18 months to get this form right there and approve it, so I'm gonna, let's not mess with it.
Maybe they'll over time figure out that
Yeah,
people are anxious about getting it done
and I walked this form up to the office and I handed it in to the correct person and gave them the money in person. And then could ask any questions at that time, so I don't know.
okay.
Yeah. But I am curious, how will people know there is now an established Nahant Memorial Tree Program? I mean, how do we get the word out about that?
How about at the next selectmen's meeting? Somebody from either the tree program or the open space program could ask to be on the agenda.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe the town could post on their Facebook page too. You know, they do the postings.
Oh, that's a
for
really
things.
good idea, yeah, because that's what people look at.
Yeah,
I
like the
agree.
library maybe.
Huh.
I'm not on Facebook, but
Yeah,
I know that that's where like 90% of disseminated information comes from, whether it's accurate or not.
And they post things like,
Well, the
So
town
much
stuff
that.
is accurate, but.
yeah.
So I was wondering,
Yeah.
I was wondering when we have the dedication of the Benson Memorial Tree. If somebody gets to speak, me probably,
Yeah,
and I can make, if no one else has mentioned it, I will mention it, that there is this tree program now. You can go here, blah, 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 here's how it works.
because the item's gonna do an article on it.
Yeah, they had invited somebody, right?
Okay, yeah, so that's a good way to do
Yeah.
it too, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure I even knew there was a town in Facebook page.
Well, as a precursor to talking about the signs, Rebecca, has that artist come back with anything yet?
The W-9 situation added, so in order to get her a deposit, she needed to be established as a vendor.
Right.
And we needed to give her a W-9 form, and that took like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
To get that filled out, so that she has now submitted her W-9 and the town has taken care of it. I think I got an email from, is it Allison?
Yeah.
That she was all set, she doesn't need any additional information from me, so.
Oh, good to know.
This has turned into a part-time job for you.
This is the sign we should be.
You need a W-9 for this job.
We should have gotten rid of the sign at the beginning. Oh my gosh, but.
Feel bad, you definitely got the one.
So this artist is not, she kind of getting her business up and going, because it's very standard to provide.
To have
it.
that nine.
To have it and to provide it, it's
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah, she must.
Yeah.
So. Hopefully the image is, something that we all are happy with and.
Yeah. So she's just working on it now.
Yeah, so she's now, I can follow up with her again though.
No
Um,
rush.
But yes, she,
Thank you, I know,
Yeah.
as I said, I know it's been a lot of headaches for you, like all along, from the.
surprised.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an easy,
I know.
quick little write up, find an image.
Just scenery and what's out there.
Yeah.
It sounded easy to.
Sounded really easy.
But it was definitely
Really
the
very
hardest one.
helpful to, finding this person and,
Yeah.
so I think it should be all set. Great, yeah,
Okay,
okay.
do you have some panels for us to look at?
So this is, I'll start with the one that has a problem, it's the problem. It was trying to, and this was all on me, because I said, why don't we just combine that sign with the historical data, and, because I thought. One less sign, all in one place, and we all talked about that at the last meeting, and it's not looking good. And I can reduce it a little bit, but we have to sort of look at it in pieces. Just a little bit, and it starts to do that. So now, this is what happens when you reduce it.
What loads?
It takes a really long time to load. They sent me the hugest files.
I couldn't believe how big they are, files. I tried and tried, I couldn't do it.
It took a half hour to download. It was crazy. Well, now they're all not done. I'll get them, don't worry. I thought they were all open because the one opened. Okay, so I'm gonna, sorry, thought I was ready.
It's all right.
Decided that I wasn't. And yeah, the way they sent them was just so crazy.
Yeah.
You use, sorry, for email, you Gmail.
Gmail,
I've used Outlook forever, and it's.
I love Gmail. I use it, my school district uses it too, and the whole suite makes Google Docs easy, everything's combined.
Yeah.
Everything's.
No,
It's
Saturday.
like, I don't know, once you get used to something,
Yeah.
Just might have to switch.
Where's this about?
Gmail's the best.
I have a Gmail account, I just don't really use it.
Oh, this might really annoying. All right, I'm gonna close this, try to start over. Oh, do I need the Wi-Fi? Oh, okay, all right, so here's one,
Okay.
that's one. This is the military one, which I think looks fine. I mean, it's not rocket science, it's not really creative, but what do you guys think?
I think it looks good.
Yeah, and it's got the images, it's got the bylines,
Got the captions.
the captions. I thought the heading might be a little bigger, be like more like, ooh, this is what we're talking about, but it's gonna be like that, right? So anyway, we won't make any final decisions about it, but that's that one.
We can make final decisions. I mean,
I
that
like the
does.
color scheme though.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so,
Okay, I think this looks small, Lodge Park. Isn't that like, you wouldn't even see that?
right.
Oh, is that part of it?
Okay, so maybe the large part
Is
is
that?
bigger.
Yeah,
I'll see if they all say that, I actually didn't even
Okay.
notice it,
yeah.
I wonder if it's just a header, like if it's part of the file.
right? So let me see if I can open another one before we.
Below the dots.
Oh, so it's in it?
Yeah, it's in it. The
Yeah,
dash
now
is
they're
like that.
downloading it. Just takes. I sit down. This is gonna take a while. I have them all open, so I wouldn't have to.
That's all right.
We're here.
Straighten that down, try another one.
One sample, no. Proofs? Panel proofs?
Yeah. They're just gonna take a while to download. I mean, they're downloaded, but it takes a while to just open them, because they're so huge. Okay, so this is the one. They're still downloading. All right, so this is the natural history one. Yeah, it does say Lodge Park, so we can ask about that.
And I wonder, yeah, like natural history, those should be larger a little bit.
Right, I feel like this text should be bigger, like headline text should be bigger, right? Yeah, that should definitely be. So,
I want, just a first thought, I wonder if we even want Lodge Park, like colon, natural history. Because then Lodge Park can be big.
right,
If it's just up here, they're not gonna make it, it's not gonna get to be that big. I don't know.
okay, so.
Wait, can we sit down one again?
Oh, that's the same one, yeah.
I know, but I didn't really get to look at it. I'm sorry. The
Yeah, you wanna-
geology. No, this is good. So we have the geology, we have the owl, we have the birds. We have the meadow, we have our correct photo, we have our photo credits. Nice.
Yeah, I do think the header should be bigger, because it kind of gets lost in.
Yeah, like,
This one? This header?
Yeah.
Yeah.
just like looking at a sample from another project we had referred to, they're bigger.
Right, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I think they're out of scale. Yeah, that's good, that's good view,
and what's a little bit lower to drag down?
just that.
White space. So wait a sec, so what is this tiny, that's just a credit, or
Yes.
there's the oldest rock, so it doesn't say anything about here's a beautiful snowy owl. I mean, it doesn't say that's a snowy owl.
Right, yeah, that's interesting, it doesn't have any, because this says, you know, in winter, snow buntings, horned larks, and snowy owls. Waterfowl, so it says, but it doesn't say that these are the waterfowl, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if Nancy had put, captions on the photos or not. I'm not sure. Yeah, because it doesn't even say that's a snowy owl, right?
Right.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should have a little more information, yes. I think just captioning the photos would make a big difference. Monarch
Yeah.
butterfly, is that that's a whirly aster, what are those called? Kind of aster, yeah. I think that's
And there's
interesting,
room for the text, right?
right,
Yeah, although it needs to be bigger than this little
yeah,
tiny credits, which is fine for
Yeah.
a credit, but it just.
okay, so, yeah, so natural history needs captioning. I'm not sure if Nancy's original one had captioning, but.
I have a feeling it didn't, but
Right.
I think it had been laid out. Lodge Lake, what's Lodge Lake?
Oh.
Hey, that's a new one.
I wonder too, if there, do we have another photo of like the dramatic cliffs or anything like that? For a different photo for that, I don't want to mess up the whole,
Yeah.
Right.
like that's a great snowy owl photo, but
Yeah,
if that's about geology,
Right,
right.
yeah,
They're just. Cause if it had been laid out, so this chunk was about birds, and then let's say at the bottom, you had a picture of the snowy owl, and you had a picture of the eider, then you kind of get it, you know, it goes together with this.
I mean,
I'm not,
yeah,
I don't know if it does this way quite so much, so maybe we need captions, right?
unless they said the type of rock where a snowy owl is nestled, you know, something that includes the actual geology. Okay, so we need to tweak this one. Let's see. What's that one? I sort of downloaded, okay, so this is.
So this is the one,
Okay, this is the Welcome to Lodge Park one,
yeah,
that was gonna go down at the bottom.
yeah,
So you and I have seen this one already.
did
I
they
don't know.
fix the
Well,
bird?
I'll show you what they did. They stuck the bird in there.
No.
Because they did this, but they never put the bird in.
Oh.
And we were like, oh, we want a picture of the bird, but they just like stuck it on top of the picture, which doesn't look right. That looks
That's lame,
sad.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like the photo does look like no one just,
Yeah, like
Glued
let's
it
put a
on.
bird on there, let's sticky note.
yeah,
Yeah, that doesn't look right, and I liked it before. But we need to figure out a way for them to incorporate the bird. Which isn't good. So I don't know if she needs to shrink the photo and put the bird here and then have the photo, you know, lower on the bottom and elongate the map to match it, you know what I mean? I'm sure designers don't like you designing for them, but.
No, or maybe it needs two photos and captions or something, so they can balance
it, yeah.
the painting.
Good point, yeah.
I do like how the painting kind of.
Yeah.
Wraps
Yeah,
along, that looks good.
Yeah,
I was
The word-
surprised the painting is
Good.
so good, but
Yeah.
in fact, I like it.
yeah, and I kind of liked it without the bird, but I understand we need the bird.
Or maybe the bird just needs to be smaller
Hmm,
with like a different filter placed over it, so it looks a little closer to the black and white.
hmm. Yeah, right.
Like the bird
Yes,
in the background
well,
is
although, I mean, this is a famous painting by a famous painter.
Right,
So,
so just though, so that the bird doesn't look like the bird image doesn't match the style of anything else on there, so it looks a little odd.
Right,
yeah,
like keep the color of the bird, but fade out the background so that it looks like,
Yeah,
or even just do a, what's that called? A cutout of the bird,
yeah, like a silhouette.
so, yeah, so it's, you know, just a bird, not a box with a bird in it,
Mm-hmm,
does that make any sense?
yeah,
yeah, we definitely need a different treatment of the red-winged blackbird and
Yeah.
its caption.
There it is off.
Nice try, but that's really sad.
Yeah.
yeah, that looks good.
The visiting should be lower, don't you think? Needs to line up. It's
Right,
just
that
a-
should be lined up too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I guess for this one, oh, I see, maybe they're trying to jam this in here, sort of, so this length and this length are about the same,
Yeah,
but it looks a little weird to me. Also, I think if you have here, welcome to Lodge Park, you don't really need Lodge Park up there,
right,
right?
yeah. Okay. So we might want to, well, I don't really know this company, like how much they want you telling them how to do their designs, but yeah.
Well, I don't think we can tell them the solution, but we can describe what the problem is.
Right.
So, you know, the
Yeah,
bird's
bird-
weird.
yeah. I would think,
Um,
I would think a designer would know that.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
just looks so odd, but.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
okay,
it's just thrown on top of a famous painting, so
Yeah.
that's like,
Yeah,
okay, so we will,
we need to see a different treatment of
Yeah.
the red-winged blackbird and the accompanying text.
yeah, so which ones haven't we seen? We saw the military reservation, we saw the natural history. Now I'm gonna try this other one and see if. The problem is, two of them, they have the same thing on them, but they're two different ones. It's confusing to keep opening the same one over. I think I just did the same thing, just opened the same one. Okay.
So did Kelly comment on that, like the red-winged blackbird one? No, she just sent it to you, right?
Yeah, but well, yes.
Cause I would think she too would look at that and think, what?
I can sign in to get the other ones, I just went to my email. Oh, download. This is the one that needs serious decisions. I don't think it. It came out. Let's see if she downloads. particular one I'm having trouble with, so you have to get into my email.
She has Wi-Fi?
No, I'm good with that, I just have to do a two-step verification. Because I was able to open it earlier, I just don't know. Now it says it has to download it. Well, if this wasn't the one that had so many problems, I wouldn't make you guys sit through this, but.
That's all right.
So Trish, did you say you would, ask at the next selectmen's meeting for the tree planting program to be discussed and potentially, or just wait until the planting is done and then follow up?
Okay, so. So we have our signs that are coming along. In the past, we talked about we need to run these by the Board of Selectmen.
Wait, for the tree planting.
I know, but I think they're kind of related, that
Oh.
we need to, we have discussed running the panels by the Board of Selectmen so they could see them, because we don't want to put up some panel that they hate, right?
Yeah,
So I was thinking we might request to be on the agenda for the
Gotcha.
Board of Selectmen meeting, show them drafts of where the panels are at this point,
mm-hmm,
and also mention the memorial tree
Okay.
program. Yeah, so we would request to be on the agenda for an upcoming Board of Selectmen meeting to discuss, I guess, or introduce them to the idea, let them see the panels
yeah,
at Lodge Park and talk a little bit about the memorial tree program, how we're gonna let people know. Or,
So we have 3 minutes. Insecure download block.
that's what happened to me, I couldn't download it.
Yeah. I just can't believe how big they are. She just sent them with some,
Yeah, usually, right.
small
Would.
PDF.
We're not communication professionals, we're not really gonna be able to follow that sentence. And a different version.
After we look at them tonight, I'm gonna delete them from my computer, because they're
Each download.
Yeah.
Download 1, download 2, download 3.
Okay, here it is. We
Ah,
got it. It has
okay.
happened. Yeah, so it's basically the sign that you had, right? And they
Mhm.
took off, they left the bird on or not. That was download, but you get the gist while we're waiting it to complete download. They did this, right? They did the text and then they just stuck the photos in, but they don't line up with the text.
mm,
And I asked them if they could line it up and they said, well, they would have to crop some of the photos. And I said, well, okay, let's give that a go. And, or put them across the bottom, even in 2 rows, but they seemed reluctant to do either of those, so.
Hmm.
It's not finishing downloading, but. Basically, it's Trish's sign with the art on the bottom, but then this down the side. And it doesn't line up. So it doesn't, like, there's no context for this pictures
Yeah,
aligning with the text. And
yeah,
I
like
just-
why can't they just make the text longer
Right.
so that it fits paragraph?
Yeah.
Right,
Right, so, and the pictures aren't all the same size, so that's,
yeah,
they're not all the same shape. Some of them are maybe like more elongated and whatever, and I don't know how to fix that. I don't know why it's not. Wow. As good as it's gonna get? It's like, what?
no. So one has visitor safety information and this one has history, so that's how they're a little different.
Yes, because the last meeting, I think you weren't here, we made the decision to combine those two signs up at.
Right, yeah,
up
I
at
did know
Bushwick.
that, yeah.
Okay. And so I guess one of the purposes was to reduce the signage, because it's
Yeah.
kind of a small
The number
loop.
of signs,
Yeah, I mean, it's a quarter mile loop, how many signs do you want in a quarter mile? I guess that was part of it, but. And the other thought was, like, a lot of times when you arrive at a place, it's nice to get the overview of a place before
Yeah,
you start
yeah, that makes
exploring it.
sense.
So I guess those were the two reasons. And so I asked her to do that, and she gave us a new quote, which was actually less, because it's
Mhm.
one less sign. But it doesn't look like it's gonna, not gonna download. Whatever, stupid, but it's more of the same, it just doesn't fit properly.
Mhm.
So I guess, I don't know if we wanna decide tonight, but we have one of two options, to have them keep tweaking it. Or to just make them two separate signs. Oh. Magic,
so this here is here,
yeah, so that's all there,
okay.
and so she
Ah.
did that, which, not as artistic as the other one. But it was to allow this to fit in, obviously, but see, okay, so that's a different shape, but I would be fine if she cropped that, like, I would be fine with that, like, cut it. The rest of them are pretty, only look at the bottom or the
All
top.
right, can we just look at it for a little bit more? Okay, so where's all this stuff is in there, and these are balanced, and that's actually pretty nice, they got the credit, they got the caption with the photos,
Yeah.
this is okay, this is small, but
Right.
that's all
At
right,
the bottom, yeah.
yeah,
So,
okay, and then we have all of this, of a lot of images.
It just seems like they need to wrap the text a little differently.
right,
Like, I think it looks good that the photos are different sizes, I don't think that looks bad, it's
right,
the
yeah,
wrapping doesn't match up.
right, I don't like the way the text kind of bumps around pictures that they're not even related to. Sort of like,
Seems like this
this,
Yeah.
yeah. I asked them to do that, I don't know, she doesn't seem to be. I don't know,
Very responsive, is that?
well, it's not that they're not responding, although it takes them about a day and a half, which is fine, they're busy, I'm sure. But it's just and I gave her my phone number, because I said, well, maybe it's easier for us to talk about this.
Yeah.
But the person that I'm communicating with is not the designer.
Oh,
So they're not, she's sort of the middle person, it's Summer or something,
oh, yeah,
but it seems like maybe. She's taking my information and then giving it to the designer and then waiting for the designer to get back to her and then get back to me. And it seems. A little bit. Cumbersome in that respect, but also maybe. Maybe the designer needs to know exactly what we're looking for, but yeah. Let me just go back to my email and I'll tell you what she said.
Can we go back up again?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Give it a minute. Doesn't like it, for some reason it doesn't like this one, I think 'cause it has so much in it, I think it's
Yeah.
probably the biggest one, because there's all the pictures in it and stuff.
Right, because it's got
Well,
eight
yeah.
images or something like that. It's got a
All
lot.
uploads, I'll go back to my email with Summer, see what she said. Okay, so I resent her my draft and the history signs that was incorporated, sure, originally they forgot to put it in, and then I did. So I asked them to redo it. Let's see,
They forgot to put the coastal defense information into
they
that.
put the
so-
history into the.
Oh,
into
the
that,
hit, yeah. So,
But they fixed that quickly, and, no, it was the wrong screen, I guess. It says the committee is meeting, I would prefer the photos and instructions to line up with the text. I think that would read better for the user experience. And she said, my artist tried to do that initially, but it just wasn't playing nice, especially since the one photo is longer than all the others. If you're okay with her cropping it and scaling down, yes, we can align them better. And I believe I said, sure, go for it. I said, then I said, thanks, yes, I'm okay with cropping, assuming the image is mostly maintained. Another option is to have the history along the bottom in 2 rows. And she said that was another option we tried, and she, with this layout, she can give it another shot, but not sure if it will fit in a horizontal stack format. And then I told her, let's just wait until I have a meeting, and then we can decide. I didn't want her to go through a bunch of iterations and then us all to say, oh, you know, that's not right.
So she said there's one photo that's much larger than the others, is that right?
Yes, watch, but the whole thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the one, what is it, Canon or something?
With the bags and sand and everything.
No, well, let me look at the whole thing at the same time.
So it's this one, right?
Yes, yeah, and that's okay to be cut, I feel like that's fine. So I feel like I just have to tell her to try to cut that one, but other than that, if they can align the text with the
Yeah.
photos,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it just look better.
And block
And it makes
the
sense.
text better, you know, not have it stagger.
stagger.
Cause you can space, well, you know, just, I know just from like Word or PowerPoint, you can space words so that they fill a box rather than
Yeah,
be, you
Oh, I
know.
see what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah,
And it's very subtle to the eye that it's happening, but it's,
makes a big difference.
yeah,
yeah.
now just decided that we're done. Yeah, cause I feel like it could be more boxed and therefore it would fit more with.
Yeah, right. It could be that this is just a draft and they would do that kind of thing later on.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so this is the one that's so much bigger because it's.
Yeah, and I feel like you could cut a
Yeah.
lot off the left and a little bit off the right, it could just be the essence of the.
Yeah, so we have this guy, what's he doing? He's doing something. And they have all this, oh, there's sandbags like there, or whatever they are, but they're all, those are over here.
Yeah,
So if that was cut on the left,
Right.
it wouldn't be,
yeah.
it
So,
wouldn't really change things, but it would make the layout much better, right?
yeah,
So
so,
we're okay with that. I am.
so do we wanna keep them as one sign? I guess that's our, which we decided at the last as a group, but.
I do like it as one side, I think it looks. When you look at the whole thing, it looks good,
Yeah,
it's just that, that text is a little odd.
yeah,
And that bird picture is just really odd to me.
yeah. Yeah,
What's odd about it?
cause everything else is black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just like sticks out so much.
yeah,
If you were looking at this at the same time, maybe it wouldn't seem so odd.
It as a big, yeah.
Yeah, color.
and so the white background, is that something, like, what's the background on that one? Is there a background? I guess it is white, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There is a lot of white on some of them, that's, I feel like. I don't know.
There are some others
It's so
too.
funny. See, I just really like that. That's a big heading. I
Right,
just know what's going on. I
Right.
just like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's fun to have a logo too,
Yeah, I know, I thought about that. Well,
like the Heritage Trail has.
Yeah. So do you want me to get back to her and say, try to align the photos size wise and align the text better to match the photos?
okay, one more question before that. Is it possible to print out that one, that as a page or not? It's like way too big a file and it's.
I think it's too big.
Yeah,
But I can
okay.
try, I'll try when I get home.
Just the way my brain works,
No, I
it's much
know.
nicer to see
I
one
know.
image.
I know.
Send it to me, or can I log?
It's just let me see if I can send you the emails that she sent me.
My brain just works better seeing it all at once,
I hear you.
yeah. Cause personally, I'm not sure it works, it's one sign, we're trying to get. some
Which one do you want printed out? Just this one?
This. The ones that's where we're combining 2 signs into one.
Or you would do you have your email on your phone? It's an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
You could airdrop it to me.
Okay. Airdrop
Just
what?
Open, just that one file.
If I can open it on my phone,
Oh, maybe not.
but let me just see if I can send you the email and then maybe you can look at it from there. Just have to find that one. Okay, I'm gonna forward this to you. Yeah, I really would like to just see it all in one screen,
Yeah.
not like. And let's see. I can reduce it a little bit, it's not, still not all visible at once. Just. You're struggling with this one.
Yeah, well, too big.
Yours is already faster than mine, I can tell. I don't know why this one's, and you know, I bought this computer because my old HP was so slow, and I just bought this like within the last few months, and it's really slow. I don't know what's going on here, I know. I took McAfee out because that was really making a mess, but. An IT person, somebody who can.
Yeah.
Get rid of all the junk. The only reason I have a PC is because of QuickBooks. I have QuickBooks on it that I have to keep. in PC format, as I do. So you were able to open that one. Were you able to
Oh,
open
that's
all of
this
them?
one. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, that's the same one. That is confusing.
Yeah. It says YAH on it or something.
Okay, that's YAH.
Or maybe it's YH2 or something. I know. it's-
They're all the
No.
same.
Yeah, so she, oh, maybe, well, okay.
Control history.
But yours are opening way faster.
Yeah. But she doesn't have this file.
Yeah. Well,
YAH.
this one says.
YAH.
That is our mistake, imported the wrong screen. I'm including the correct one here, so did you, was this the one that I sent you?
Oh, maybe I need to go further.
There's one that's up higher.
Oh, I probably went to that one.
Oh. Yeah, she sent that separately. I think this is the big file because of all those pictures.
Oh, yeah, that's. Let's come back to 4 minutes left.
But maybe you'll be able to
That's a
see
big
it
file.
in the whole format. Cause mine just like won't open all at once.
Yeah.
But I can try to print it so that I can drop it off at your house and see how that works.
Okay, or let's see if we can see it there. Okay. And what else is on our agenda? That's it, our next meeting. So Nancy did not provide captions for the natural history. She just has the text and 3 photos. She didn't provide a photo for geology.
Right. I'm thinking maybe she thought that the owl on the rocks was covered.
Yeah.
That,
Mhm.
Which it could with a caption.
Yeah. yeah. It's nice to have the owl in, but there is some cool like images of the, views of the geology up there too, which I guess.
like what we see from the water, you know, like that's so much more dramatic than.
So mine's still trying.
You feel my pain, so frustrating.
Yeah, this one's huge,
Like
it's so
one of
much bigger
these,
than the
a
other.
photo like this more, in a way. Is that what you're thinking, with what you see from the water with the rocks?
Yeah. Yeah, or even, I mean, I guess you're up there, you see the rocks, what you're looking at is what you're looking at, right? So maybe they don't need it on the sign too.
But do you think they need captions? I guess that's a question to you. Ponder. Because they're not necessarily literal pictures with the text, that maybe they do need some, like, she mentions the shorebirds on Nahant Lake or Lodge Lake.
Yeah.
She mentions them, but you don't know that, like, what they maybe necessarily are those. And then the
Right, so
butterfly.
it doesn't say male and female eiters.
Right, but then also I mean, everybody knows monarch, but maybe it's redundant to say this is a monarch on an aster, but you know, whatever, I don't know.
And there's all that white space at the bottom too, I mean. So maybe having a caption would fill some space in it.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like empty.
Okay, we're down to 1 minute left.
I know our marching orders was to 200 words and not a lot of pictures, and then it seems like maybe it needs a little more. Like, maybe it would be cool to do it with all that white space now, we're going back to the
Nancy's
drawing.
word
Like
count
a
goes
whole, a geology picture on the bottom, you know, or something, you know, something, like, kind of like the photo with the bottom.
Yeah, a painting, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a painting or a good, like, photo, you know, so,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
You haven't had the painting wraps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turning. Something like that might be kind of cool. I mean, it was something.
Yeah,
Something,
but
you
yeah.
know, something like that.
Should-
Somewhere there, not necessarily, but something along those lines of, like, you know, the cool rocks. Just a thought, 'cause we have that space at the bottom.
So here's a sign at the Coast Guard station, which has 4 images. But to me, it looks like the text and the images just are grouped together really nicely,
Right,
right?
yeah. Did Pannier do that one?
No, I don't know if we did that, yeah, I never could find out.
I also like the off-white rather than the, of
Mhm.
course, they have white background photos.
Mhm.
In
Black and white.
It's a little bit more like. Antique looking,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah,
Which works for some of ours, but not. And we want them to be consistent, design wise, so.
yeah.
Well, mine's not opening it either, so. I guess we'll try for the print.
Yeah.
It's here, but it won't open.
Huh.
It's a really funky file, I think it's just so large, it's huge. So. Yeah. All right. Well, it sounds like we need to have more input, but.
I guess from personally, I can't say I think this works or it's gonna work, because I can't see it all. You know, but the committee voted to try this, so
Okay.
I personally didn't really think that was such a great idea, but if the committee voted for it, then I'm happy to try to make it work.
Right.
But I just would like to see it more, you know,
Yeah.
before we spend the money to produce it.
Yeah, no, we need, and it definitely needs tweaking, there's absolutely no way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't approve
yeah.
it the way it is at all.
Right,
And if they
but I
can't-
mean even approving the concept, because I'm not sure it works.
Yeah, if they can't improve on this, then we need to separate them out. But I feel like
Mhm.
it's not rocket science, and
Right.
we should be able to improve on it, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, and you would say it's not that far off, actually.
It's not that far.
Trim that
off.
one photo,
Right.
realign some of the text a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, so it's closer to the image it goes with.
Right, yeah, it's
So,
just,
so what about the white space here too? You're not, or the white, I should say, you're not so sure about?
oh, disappeared again. But you still have them open, right?
Oh.
All except that one.
Yes, I can open them again. I think downloads.
Cause Ellen, you were just wondering about too much white?
Yeah, so we talked about the, like, the natural history one. I mean, that one fills it up. It does look a little plain with the white background.
Yeah.
It looks like a handout.
Yeah.
You know?
My teacher made this.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, it had
Nothing
like.
against teachers.
Yeah, it needs a little
Maybe
more.
we picked that design, I don't know, but I feel like maybe. Even just an off-white background or something, you know,
Yeah, like, does this part have off? No, it's just the light.
it doesn't pull me in when I look at that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's, you know.
Can you go to the top again? Is it SE or CE?
No, that's correct.
Okay.
On all of them, I think we want the heading a little bigger,
Mm-hmm.
and do we want a precursor by saying Lodge Park? Be ahead of it, like you said, with a colon, or? That would look kind of funny. 'cause I
That would
have
look
two
funny
colons.
for this one.
But maybe Lodge Park would be bigger across the top,
Yeah,
you know, fill it centered and fill more large.
Yeah.
And so. Let's see. It's blue at the top and then it's got that green stuff.
that green stuff is far in here.
Yeah, like this, so we must have picked that, because I know we picked
That
the
was
colors.
the top.
Yeah, yeah. Which is fine. I just, yeah. Oh, and then the natural, yeah, so it's natural history one really that has too much white space.
Like, maybe we need to add two more photos.
Yeah.
Okay, say white space is your friend, right? Vision,
No,
graphic
no.
design thing, white
Okay.
space is your friend.
Okay, well, what am I saying? This is the one down for, and this one I thought was, except for the bird, we gotta figure out the bird.
Yeah,
And I think that the text needs to be more aligned next to the.
so there's no green in here, there's no green bar or something else similar to that.
No,
I'm just pointing that out, I don't
Right,
care, I'm not sure this needs that.
right. Where are we gonna put that bird?
You just said he was maybe a little smaller,
Hmm,
less on the painting.
yeah. Yeah, cause the painting looks so nice without the bird, but I feel like we need to come up with a way to do it with the bird. Without messing up the painting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right, so, I'm sorry, so let me look at the map part again, so. I guess I'm wondering, in fact, if the map needs to be quite this big, what if it was trimmed more back in here, still showing Lodge Park, and then the bird and it's, the thing about that, I think it could be moved up.
Well, here's a thought, could we put that picture of the bird on Nancy's sign?
I guess I wanted it on here, because I think
It pulls people in.
it pulls people in.
I hear you, yeah, no, I
And
understand.
here I am standing in this parking lot next to the beach, and I wanna go up and look around, see
Yeah.
what's up there.
Yeah.
And there's
I
whatever
agree.
birds are there, to me
It's
it's
true. Okay. Well, maybe they can come up with a better.
Yeah, yeah, it
Just-
doesn't seem that hard, they can come up with something else.
Right, yeah, even if they just put it, like if they could move this text up. And then put it over here. Well, that's up to
Okay,
them, right?
that's up to them.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, so I'm gonna try to print this out for you so you
All
can see
right,
it.
if
on
you
the
can,
list.
don't go crazy, but if you can, that would be good.
And then I'm going to let them know that it just needs to align better, and can they come up with a way to align it better, and we want. I mean, are we in agreement right now that we want the headings to stand out a little bit more? This one's not so bad,
This one's, yeah, but in general, yes.
Maybe just a slightly larger.
All right. So, do you want Kelly to be the only person communicating with them, or is it
No.
alright if I go ahead and do?
Yeah, she's fine with that. She thought that would be easier.
Okay,
right?
yeah, I don't wanna like annoy her by saying, you have
Yeah.
to tell them this, and you have to tell them. that."
Yeah.
So,
Sometimes the fewer layers it has to go through, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
all right.
we don't have any lakes in the hunt. Pond.
Okay. So with the Board of Selectmen. Guess we should try to get on their agenda, but I'm not sure quite when, and we don't have the other sign at all yet, but. I might be all right, but they don't have to see each of them, they can get the general idea of what we're doing and. Fine,
I'm sorry, maybe you lost me a little bit, what's?
With the Board of Selectmen, that we've all along, but not recently, wanted to inform them of the signs that we're making, so as a group, they see them
Right.
and they go, it sounds good, we're on board with this,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So we need to do that at some point,
Right,
before we get too far along.
well,
We're getting pretty far along now, so
Yeah.
it should be sometime soon.
yeah,
I don't know, how long does it take to get on their agenda? Any idea?
maybe the next meeting or the meeting, they may have a lot to talk about at the next meeting because it'll be after town meeting,
Yeah,
but I would say maybe the one after that,
okay,
so.
and they do meet weekly, usually?
Every 2 weeks,
Every 2 weeks. Okay.
so.
Okay.
It's fun to see them coming along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Happening. Okay, shall we think about another meeting date while we are together? Helen, you said you're really busy for a while, or?
Yeah, I have guests coming, we have a wedding in June first weekend. Away for a few days for that, I guess staying on the other side of that. So I'm a little bit busy up until the second week of June.
Okay. Well, yeah, before we know it, anyway.
I know.
What about Wednesday, June 19th?
I could do it the week before, when it's, or the 19th. That's Juneteenth. Yeah, so any of those Wednesdays.
Well,
Not through the 5th or the 12th. Okay.
I forget, is Wednesday the night we should meet?
That's what people have requested.
So should we try for the 19th and see what everybody else thinks?
Yeah. Then then it's like almost 4th of July.
What about the 26th, if the 19th doesn't work?
So,
If we want to offset it from the historical system.
all right.
Okay.
Thank you for making it night, because I know it was like one of those like, ah.
Yeah, no, I think it was good.
And I think it's good to get some feedback to them so that they can continue to work on it rather than wait until.
Yes.
Should I hold off on putting the meeting date in the, or in the minutes?
The possible next meeting date, yeah.
Just write possible dates?
Sure, yeah. Okay. Meeting adjourned, I mean.
Oops.
Yeah.
Can I have a motion to adjourn? We'll be official on that. How about that?
Yeah.
Made by Ellen.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Cool. Meeting adjourned, 2018.
And we can, how do we get off the recording?
Yes.